All right, all right. You guys having fun? Because I'm sure having fun. Because it is time for the Indy 300. Biggest race of the year for FEVC. FVEC. I always get it wrong. But my heart's in the right place, and that's what really counts. Now, if you're not aware of how this is basically the Indy 500, but a little shorter. And we have 17 drivers for this evening, if you're in the UK. And this afternoon, if you're in the US, like I am. So, it should be a really fun race. Qualifying yesterday, the Fast 9, was super exciting. We set our first 3 rows of drivers here. So, we're going to see what they can do with those starting positions. There's a lot of pressure, and some really, really fast times were set down. So, me personally, I'm real excited. I hope, everybody who's watching right now is also really excited, because, ain't going to be a whole lot of fun if nobody else is excited, is it? But this should be a really fun race. There's some storylines we're going to be watching throughout the day. One big thing that I always preach about when doing races like this is survival. You got to be able to keep going if you want to finish the race well. So that means not getting in accidents, not, having incidents that affect your race. And even if you're not running the best, chances are somebody in front of you, at least somebody up there, is going to have a problem. So just wait out, be a little patient, take care of your stuff, and play, race your race. And you should come out with a pretty good finish, in theory. Now, will any of these drivers actually abide by that? I doubt it. It's the Indy 300 after all. These races over the years have been a little chaotic at some points. They've been fun, though. That is damn true. But we're almost ready to get going here. We're just waiting on one driver to ready up. It looks like the broadcast graphic is working just fine, which is great to see. I'm trying this out for the first time for this. Hopefully we can get them for other races, because it's nice and fancy. Also, yes, that is my Twitter link on the bottom right. If you want to follow me, I guess. I don't post too much, but it's there. Ugh. Man, this is the worst part, just waiting for it to start, because you get your adrenaline built up, you're fired up, you're ready to go, and then you just gotta wait. You just sit there and ponder your existence. We have a final driver ready up. Hopefully we're gonna be going in a minute here. But you just gotta sit there and be like, man, we're really waiting. But we shall be waiting no more, as the grid is starting to get set here, and we're just setting out on our first, I believe, 2 rolling laps before we go green. Now, if you're not aware how the start procedure works for this race, the drivers will be starting 3 by 3, which means first row will be, first, second, and third will be starting on one row, fourth, fifth, and sixth will be starting behind them on row 2, and then so on and so forth. So these cars are going to be heading down into turn 1, theoretically, 3 wide. Will that actually happen? Probably not. You can race 3 wide around here if you're, got some stones, but it's a bold choice. Right now, we're leaving the field set. As you can see, our pole sitter is Fishy, who set at a blistering lap time in the Fast 9 to push themselves up to pole position. But Fishy, Snowball, and Alfie will be our front row for this race, so keep an eye on all 3 of those drivers. Now, a driver you should keep an eye on behind them is Scarlett, who I believe is starting 4th. Scarlett has been, how can I put this, snake bit with this race. She seems to have the absolute worst luck here, and it's usually not a fault of her own. She's a fantastic driver. It's just a really, really bad luck at this racetrack specifically. And I know she's going to be hoping to, break that trend. I've raced against Scarlett before. Fantastic, fantastic driver. But this track is a little like how Daytona was for Dale Earnhardt Sr. For her. Just snake bit here. Everything that's gone wrong, that can go wrong, has gone wrong for her, it feels like. But we're getting ready for these drivers to have their out lap here and get ready for the race to start. I think we will go on board with Scarlett since we were talking about her. And a little bit of contact. And it'll give us a nice view of the start of this race. Actually, we might go on board with Skoda. They're going to be middle of the second row. That's going to be an interesting place to start this race. I'm going to probably start off in the replay cams, but I don't trust these that much. As you can see, the drivers are all running single file right now, getting their tires warmed up, getting them cleaned up too. See Skoda here in this Renault-inspired livery with hamburger sponsorship on the side. And a little bit of hot dog as well. Like I said, we have 17 drivers in this field this evening. And they are as follows. Fishy, Snowball, Alfie, Scarlett, Skoda, Unku, Rosenquist, Silesia, Kelchan, Loserette, Miata, McLaren Senna, Geordie, Apex, Brage, Jegatron, and Tremus. That should be your starting order unless somebody's gotten out of position. Alright, so after this first little rolling lap here, everybody, get settled in, get your belts tight. They're going to go 3 by 3 as they come back across the bricks the next time by. And that will be the start of our race, barring any complications. I'm excited to get going here. These races are always fun. I always have a good time watching these races. So, I'm excited to see how this one is. We got a pretty big field this year, and this field is competitive. I think, the separation between 1st and 9th for qualifying was less than a... Oh, are we going this time by? Okay, no, we're just... Okay. I was right. I was correct. I was not worried. I was incorrect. We're good. But I believe the separation between 1st and 9th for the Fast 9 was minuscule. It was only a couple tenths. And this whole field is fast. So this should be really, really competitive. And these drivers on the second row, I think, are going to be wanting to try to make moves up towards the front here. Really, really interesting note. Those Tan B cars on the inside are starting first, third, and sixth. Actually, that entire inside row, the first 5 cars on the inside, are all on the same team. So they might want to try to get hooked up early on and run together, save some fuel, and help each other out in the draft. I wonder if we'll see that play into this, or is it just going to be a free-for-all from the get-go? It could be either. Let's be honest. But as they are rounding turn number 3, getting ready to go here, I know these drivers are antsy to get going. I am too. But I also don't have to go dive into turn 1 at 200 miles an hour with, 16 other cars around me. I think we will actually switch back to the game cam to get a little bit of a better view for this start here. And we're going to hide all of that for the first lap, just to give everybody a nice little look here as we get underway almost for the Indy 300. They're coming across here, across the bricks, to start this historic event. Ready? Green flag, we are underway. Bad start from Scarlett in fourth position, but those 3 cars up front are still 3 wide heading down into turn 1. Field's getting a little bunched up behind them. Alfie's going to have to give away on the outside, but Snowball and Fishy are still side by side for the lead here. Oop, a little bit of contact. Alfie tried to cut down across the nose. Skoda doesn't have any of that. 5 cars under a blanket already here. We got cars drafting behind him as well. Heading down to turn 3. 3 wide. A little bit of contact on the outside. Whew, Alfie nearly got in the wall. Was able to keep out of it just barely. A lot of activity behind him too. This is going to get chaotic. Alfie's in the wall again. Falling back hard after that. Alfie is still dropping down the order as a bunch of cars go by him. Oh, car on the grass, got loose big time. Multiple cars on the wall, we got a wreck. And that's going to be a restart. Man, that was a big accident. So, I believe, if it's the same way as I remember, the way this is going to work is they get 3 attempts for, I think it's the first 5 laps. If there's no cautions, then the race just goes on if there's another caution. But for the first 5 laps, just do a redo. And try it again, rather than just, that was a horrendous accident. So, but it looked like, I wasn't sure who the driver was. Oh, it was a handicap wasn't on. Oh, that's a... Thank you for letting me know, Senna. That's also a horrendous accident in turn 1. Well, in the short shoot between 1 and 2. Yeah, Unku. This is a known fact. Forza is an incorrectly built game. Bad game. But Alview's spinning like a top. Going down into turn 2. Alright, just waiting for these drivers to get readied up. Once again, we'll get the race underway once more. Hopefully for real this time. We're going to scrub the first attempt from the record. Never happened. If you see it on the VOD, nope. No, you don't. Didn't exist. Alright, event is starting. And, we're going to have to reorder the grid again. Oh, Forza! That was probably really fucking loud. I'm sorry. But I need to wait for the grid to get reordered because La Forza. You see the statistics there for the IndyCar. One thing that really bugs me about this game is, at least in like the customization menu, you can't see the car's power curve anymore. For some reason. Which is rather annoying for me. So I like to see that. And when you have a turbo, and you can see how bad your turbo lag is. It won't nearly be as bad as some of the older games, like the first Horizon, where you can have monumental turbo lag. It's really fun, though. Ah, shit. My cup is not full of water. I'll have to go deal with that later, or just dehydrate. I'll survive. Theoretically. A lot of theoretical stuff this evening. Speaking of non-theoretical stuff, though, today is the anniversary of the moon landings. Oh, it's 56 years ago today is when Buzz Aldrin and Neil Armstrong landed on the moon. And that's pretty cool. What's not cool is this loading screen. There we go. Today is also apparently World Chess Day. And, you know, some people say racing is like a chess match. So, maybe we'll see some drivers make some bold moves to begin with. Some gambits, if you will. But I think we might start a little further back this time around. Maybe go on... Unku's going to be starting on the outside of row 2. I think we're going to be starting on row 3 here. I think Silesia will be our target for this. Is there a little bit of contact there? Did he get caught up with the field? A little bit more contact, but there's no harm, no foul. Just sounds a lot worse than it actually is. That's Forza. But we'll be getting ready to roll here. CCO, we are inside the catch fence. Good camera work. Looking at this number 24 car sitting on pole position for Tambi Performance. Right behind them is Snowball in them McLaren Honda inspired livery with some hamburger sponsorship on the side. Shame Senna's not in the broadcast booth to give us that nugget of wisdom. If you know, you know. Alfie is in the number 57 car behind these two, starting the outside of row 1 here. They're racing for Brendan car. You know, it'd be real cool for Alfie to get the win here for Brendan, who was Curly 7 who used to race in this league. And I learned yesterday that Curly passed away, and that's sad to hear. I didn't know Curly that well, but I raced with them before, and they were a good driver. So, sad to hear that, though. The drivers are now 3x3. It's across the bricks, and they will be starting the next lap by here. 17 drivers in this field for this event, as previously mentioned, and we'll be going here quite soon. I'm also speaking low at the moment because inevitably I'm going to get louder during the race, and I don't want to wear my voice out. Oh, car dove off to the inside there. Oh, what is happening over there? Okay, there we go. I think Alfie's connection was having a moment. But it seems like it's all settled now. I think we're good. Trademark. Oh yeah, I think we're going to get right in the middle of the action here. With the this BIC sponsored car. So everybody gets formed up here. Unfortunately, there's no great replay cameras for this. It's not like actual broadcasting for the race. So I just got to kind of deal with it. But, like I said, I think we're just going to sit right here, right in the middle of the field. They're already getting a little out of line behind them. Whoever's in the middle here needs to move up. Some drivers laying back there. Come on, y'all. Tighten up. But we're getting ready to cross the bricks and get this race underway. Hopefully for real this time. And green flag. We are underway for the Indy 300. Man, that was not a good start from some of those cars behind them there. That is going to be catastrophic if they go into turn 1 like that. Okay, they settle it. Really, that was a much more orderly start than before. The cars up front are already, looks like, not even too wide anymore for the lead, at least. Oh, no, they are now. No, I don't want to return to the pre-race menu. I would like to go up into the field. And look at this battle for the lead here. Man, these cars are already so close together. Coming out turn 4 for the first time here under racing conditions. It looks like our first lap will be led by Snowball, who's starting second place. Ooh, Alfie got to be careful. Oh, the car real big loose behind him. I believe that was Scarlet. Yep, that was Scarlet. A little bit of contact back there. 3 wide. Car around. I believe that's Unku in the wall. Able to save it, but that is going to cost him big time. Hopefully no damage for that Husky Chocolate car. But he's way back there now. Yep, he's fallen all the way to last place. That is a fast car, though, and we still have a lot of pit stops to go. So that's not the end of the day for him. But it's not a good way to start the race, neither. But these first 5 cars have really got separated here. Kelchan is still in the picture, still in the draft, and looks like he is catching these cars. But after that, oh, that looked like 2 cars on the wall back there. Able to keep it going straight, but Skoda's is falling a little farther back. Kelchan's looks like he's going to pass there. And we're still battling for the lead here between Snowball and Fishy. They have been too wide this entire time. I think we'll drop down to Skoda here. Get a good look. Alfie in a bad position on the outside there. Still a huge battle for the lead here. There we go. I got intervals now. I can actually see how close people are to other people. And it looks like Alfie and Kelchan are going to fall back a little bit from these first 4 cars. Again, they are still in the draft, so they could catch up. Ooh! Skoda with a little bit of contact with Rosenquist. Both cars are able to keep it going just fine, though. But Skoda wasn't quite clear. Snowball and Fishy are still side by side. Not anymore, but Fish is going to try it down in turn 1, I imagine. Yep, and Snowball's going to leave him the room. A lot of respectful racing here for these first 2 cars. I wonder if Skoda's going to abide by the same rules once they get up there. Ooh, Rosenquist peeking up the inside, but going to think twice of it. Ooh, big block by Fishy! Skoda's down on the grass! And that little battle here is going to allow all 6 of these cars to be pretty close to each other now. Skoda, that was a scary moment for that Renault-inspired vehicle. Huge block for this early in the race, but hey, you want to keep that front row locked out if you can. We are going 3 wide for the lead almost. Fishy stuck on the outside there as Snowball and Rosenquist move up to the front positions. Rosenquist leading for the first time today. Skoda's able to get back up, and we'll be looking to make a run down into turn 3. No, gonna lay off a little bit, it seems like. Don't want to try your hand too early and wreck your stuff. Looks like Saleza also had a moment. Saleza has a lap down. I wonder if they went... Oh! Contact with Rosenquist! They were sideways! Able to save it, though! Sorry, I wouldn't go through the field and look at other battles. I mean, this is such an intense battle for the lead that I feel like it'd be criminal to go anywhere else right now. I'll say that. Looks like we got some contact behind there. Car was up out of the groove pretty big. Wasn't sure who that was. Scarlett's dropped down to 8th here. Rosenquist down to 9th. But Saleza dropped down to 17th. And obviously we were on board with him to start this race. So, curious to see what happened there. Jordy also has dropped down to 16th. Unku has made his way back up to 12th. And we've seen some shuffling throughout the field, but those are our big movers so far in the wrong direction, unfortunately. Kelchan has done a nice job to get up to 5th here and stay in this front pack, despite starting 9th. A little bit of contact there between Skoda and Alfie. But, once again, they're able to keep it going straight here. I can't imagine that the driver's going to be too happy with that kind of contact, though, for very long. Fishy's going to make a move up the inside on Snowball here for the lead of the race. Still some moves happening back there. I believe that was Senna. I can tell by the orange. Fishy will regain the lead, but Snowball's not going to let that happen for very long. Skoda's getting a huge pull down the front stretch here from that other F1-inspired livery. I believe they are teammates. So, got to think Skoda will help out Snowball here in the drafting department. Alfie with a huge head of steam coming up off turn 2, going to go to the outside of Skoda. Skoda's going to allow that to happen. That car was coming way too fast. Kelchan is going to try to go with Alfie, but going to back out into turn 3 and follow Skoda's car down. Still real tight for the lead of this race. I believe that is lap traffic in front of him. That is Saleza, who I do believe had to pit, or had some sort of incident. That's an unfortunate way to start this race, but once again, there is still a lot of time left, and we still get a caution. And, as the great Larry McReynolds has once said, cautions, they really determine this race. We haven't had any yet, but I would not be surprised if we get one. Or 2, or 3, or 4. Or more. Hopefully not more. As we see 2x2 coming out of turn 4 once again. Fishy's trying to get a run up the inside. 3 wide for the lead here, coming across the bricks. Skoda's looking, searching behind them as they head down into turn 1. Able to clear Alfie and take the lead. Now Skoda up the inside of Alfie. A little bit of contact there. That looked like a little Forza net code, though. They're able to keep going. Skoda up behind Fishy here, coming down the backstretch. Hoping to get a run down to turn 3 or a pass coming out of turn 4 here. Just going to follow him into turn 3. All these 6 cars up here are still all real close together. So you see Skoda on the outside here trying to take that pole position for the first time today. Challenging Fishy there. Ooh, Kelchan washed a big time out there. So did Skoda, and that's going to cost Skoda that second place, vying for first, but they're all the way back down to 4th here. Also, I miscounted. Whoa, Alfie's down on the grass big time, able to keep it going straight and not lose that much speed. Kicking up a huge dust cloud there on the infield. But also, I had miscounted his first 5 cars because we had one driver fall out of here. It was Rosenquist, I believe, who was up here. Still intense battling for the lead here, and they will be catching that lapped car quite soon because they are in a pack. So they're going to be faster. Let's go to the inside to regain that 3rd position. Snowball and Fishy are still just duking it out for the lead here, as they have been for these first 13 laps. Skoda wants to get up into the pecking order there. Maybe try to... No, I would rethink that, and looks like Skoda did. Look, it's early on in the race, and I know you want to get some moves done. That goes for all these drivers. But, hey, be a little patient. You don't want to cause a huge crash early on and get not only you down in a bad position, but you're going to make yourself some enemies real quick. Ooh, Fishy did not have a great turn 1. It's going to bottle up Skoda, who's getting a nice run on the outside there, it looked like. Looks like there's some battling back there. As, looks like Senna and Scarlett's trying to catch up to Kelchan for 5th. But it has really become just a 4-horse race for this, this lead here. 4 horsemen, if you will. I'll let you decide if that is a wrestling reference or a, 4 Horsemen of the Apocalypse reference. It's up to you. Your question is, who's Ric Flair? Ooh, a little bit of contact between Alfie and Skoda. Alfie's going to wash up the hill, but these cars are a little spread out now. Looks like they're just trying not to have contact with each other as they come upon lap traffic here. Some blocking there from Skoda as they get in front of Fishy. Wonder if Skoda remembers how Fishy blocked them earlier on in the race. I know I would, but looks like, ooh, a little bit of contact between Fishy and Snowball, but Skoda will go to the point. First time today. They're going to get a tow off of this lapped car here, Saleza, who we started this race with, in that big car. Leading down to turn 1 for the first time. And I think we'll drop back to look at Snowball here. 3 wide for the lead. I was about to go look elsewhere, but still can't. I want to go look and see what everybody else is doing in the field, but kind of hard to do when the racing's up here is this good, which is a good complaint to have. Oh. Black screen? Doesn't look like anybody left the race. Just black screen. Thanks, Forza. follow Fishy here down into turn 1. Still challenging these drivers up here. Such good racing here already. And I believe these drivers are going to start having to pit soon, because I believe the stints here are about 22, 23 laps. Probably depends on how much fuel and tire you use. It's mostly going to be dependent on tire. You'll run out of right sides before you run out of fuel. And we can take a look at the telemetry here. Yeah, these tires are already at 40% on the right rear for Fishy. Ooh, a little bit of contact there for that not alone car. Ooh, Snowball went a little low into turn 2. We're going 4 wide. 4 wide for the lead down the backstretch. Fishy with a huge run, going to take the lead after sending it 4 wide. A lot of room on that backstretch, which drivers took well advantage of there. But Fishy's able to get way out in front after that. Still, they're going to be trying to keep up there as Fishy's trying to break that toe. Not able to really do it. Alfie's still able to get a nice run down here into turn 1. Trying to get back up to the rear bumper, if there was one, of Fishy. Get that nose right up in the gearbox of that car. Fishy with another big block down to the inside. Alfie had to back out of it big time. Fishy's been making some very desperate blocks coming down the backstretch here. And I can't imagine that Alfie and Skoda are going to be too happy about that, considering that's happened to both of them. Ooh, Snowball way up out of the groove into the wall. Wonder if that car has a little bit of damage after that. No damage. Surprising, but it's going to cost them time, and they're going to fall back almost out of the draft here, and this is going to put them in no man's land. Looks like 2 cars are behind them. Yeah, Kelchan and Saleza, who's 2 laps down. Ooh, Alfie's almost getting squeezed into the wall there for the lead. 3 wide heading down into turn 3. That's bold. Jegatron's out of the race. DNF. Don't know if they DC'd or what. But, oh, a little bit of contact. Fishy's around into the wall hard. Huge accident. But Fishy is spun around. They are ruined coming out of turn 4. This car is crippled as they make their way down to pit road here. That was just a little bit of contact there between those 2 cars. And, I mean, that ends in tears. Don't believe there'll be a caution, though, because the way cautions work here is it's 2 damaged cars, and only Fishy was damaged there. But that's going to cause Fishy to pit earlier than they expected, and going to put them real down there in the standings. They lost a lot of time, obviously, after that big crash. But you saw that car get loose, and they were trying to correct it, snapped around on them, and they just went straight into the wall. But now it's just down to Alfie and Skoda for the lead here. As a car comes off pit road, that's Snowball. We are seeing some cars going a lap down here, but that's also a case of pit cycles are starting up. Looks like Scarlett's going to go past Unku here to start regaining some of those laps. There's something happening in front here. Start to look around here. Oh, no, maybe not. Skoda is challenging once again for the lead. Still a huge battle that's happening here. Car coming off pit road. That is Fishy, who's going to go 2 laps down, it looks like. Had to repair all that damage. That's really unfortunate for a car who's leading most of this race. Started on pole position. A huge mix-up already here at Indianapolis. Alfie's going to retake the lead here. Why are we in this camera? Oh, it's because the car's on pit road. I forgot, because the replay system is technically a few seconds behind the actual in-game events, which means that whatever happens on the track, you can't quite see. So, yeah, see, this car's not on pit road yet, but on the ticker it says it's on pit road. But I can't imagine Alfie's going to be able to run for much longer. Yeah, almost out of fuel here, and those tires are starting to get shot. So. But Snowball's challenging for provisional lead here. Oh, no, that's Fishy. Fishy's unfortunately, again, 2 laps down. But Snowball's the first of our pitted cars. Well, I say that, Skoda has just come off pit road now. Be interested to see where Skoda comes out at. Looks like the last car left on track is Kelchan, who has not pit yet. They're going to have to pit this time by, I would imagine. Skoda comes off pit road here. Right up in front of Kelchan almost. Looks like Skoda is going to take the provisional lead here, though, after pit cycles. And they are kind of all by themselves at the moment. There's two cars battling behind there. I believe, yeah, that is Snowball and Fishy. And Snowball's going to try to deal with that car of Fishy real quick. They want to get up to Skoda there. Challenge for the lead here. Interesting to see where Alfie comes out. Looks like Alfie's going to come up pretty well, all things considering. Yeah, Alfie will come out really well. Curious to see how they deal with the car run up on them real fast here. But again, Kelchan's going to have to pit here soon. Going to pass them on the outside with Soleil's in tow. But it looks like the lead cars are going to get pretty separated here. Here comes down pit road, Kelchan and Soleil. Looks like they're going to be start drafting together. You want to get many partners as you can for this drafting. Because, well, it takes two to tango, and you can't tango by yourself. Looks like Miata's going to be getting in front of Unku here, heading down into turn 1. For provisionally 7th, I believe. But Unku's going to be challenging back. The cars are starting to get a little spread out here. That accident with Fishy didn't help, and pit cycles also are, getting things a little spread out, a little mixed up. These cars are going to start to get back together here. Start getting runs on each other, and people are going to make mistakes and whatnot. I'm interested to see where Kelchan comes out, because Kelchan did have a fantastic run there with Silesia drafting behind them. So, looks like they're going to come out in 5th. Yes, they will. Well, 4th, rather. My apologies. Come out in 4th place, which is, I believe, a better position than they were in. And they still do have a drafting partner. And there is some activity up here as Snowball is challenging Skoda for 2nd. Up the inside there. Fishy's still up here racing these cars, but of course Fishy is unfortunately a lap down. Snowball will get the pass done. And all these 3 drivers are going to go up there and try to catch Alfie for the lead here. Looks like 3 cars under a blanket here for 7th, 8th, and 9th. Senna, Miata, and Unku. Unku's going to have a run up the inside here. Senna's thinking about blocking. Not going to do it. These cars are teammates. These first 2 here. Unku's going to get by pretty cleanly there. And going to get a few car lengths out in front. Rosenquist and Scarlett are going at it. 2 teammates, the 21 and the 42. So they're trying to move up. If I was them, I'd be trying to work together best I can right now. Just get up there, get some good laps in, and start passing some cars. Kelchan's not too far out in front of them. They could easily catch up to that car. Ooh, looks like pass for the lead there. Yep, Alfie's falling down the order a little bit there, down 3rd. So once again, it's a battle for the lead. It's these 4 drivers again, but only 3 of them are actually battling for the lead. Fishy's going to wash up out of the groove a little bit. I wonder if Fishy's still thinking about that accident that happened in turn 4 earlier with Alfie. Probably not going to cut Alfie a break, I wouldn't think. Even if they are a lap down. But Skoda's going to lead heading down into turn 3 here. Tricky turn 3. Snowball's going to wash up wide. Alfie's going to take up the inside of Skoda there. And go back to the point. Look down here. Rosenquist is still drafting with Scarlett. Looks like Brage and Tremus are battling. They are indeed. We haven't talked about these drivers too much yet. There's been so much action going on for first. Unku's battling with Miata here. Getting a run off of turn 2. Once again, battling for the lead here, though. Skoda's still leading with Snowball behind them. Alfie's trying to get past this lapped car. Fishy, who is blocking him, looks like. Skoda up into the wall with a little bit of contact there. Gonna slow them down. Might get them out of the draft, even. Ooh, Alfie going a little too far down, but still able to keep it straight. Didn't affect him too badly. Tucked up right behind that first place car, Snowball here. Fishy is still trying to get their lap back. That is important to mention. Yeah, Skoda's is gonna fall out of this little lead pack here. It's unfortunate to see. Kelchan and Salaza are still drafting together. Eventually, they are going to catch Skoda. There is some netcode happening with these cars. Snowball, excuse me, is gonna wash wide in turn 1 there. Alfie's gonna go back to the lead. Fishy's kind of hogging the middle of the track here. Slowing down Alfie just a little bit. Ooh, I thought that was going to be some contact as Snowball moved up the track. But no contact. Able to keep it clean. Good run down there. We keep looking around to see these battles. Give them the airtime they deserve. So another pass for the lead. Alfie takes the point here. Side by side drafting each other. Fishy is going to try to make it 3 wide here. They will 3 wide into turn 3 here. Ooh, a little bit of contact. Not bad. Fishy will get by both of them. Unlap themselves. Alfie's looking around the outside there. Looks like Tremus has gotten separated from Brage, who is battling with Jordy for 13th there. So we head back up to the front here. These cars are still just going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. It's like a Austin Powers skit. Ooh, Alfie got a run, but they're not going to be able to get up the outside there. They're going to have to let off the throttle, and it's going to kill the run down into turn 1. Still trying to look, still trying to search to get back to first place here and keep it. Because like I said, they've just been swapping positions back and forth, back and forth. So, yeah, they haven't really been able to get into a groove, I wouldn't think. Because you want to get out in front, you just want to set some good laps down. Ooh, cripple car on the inside. That was Brage. And it looks like we have a caution here. Yep. Looks like Alfie came down pit road due to the caution. That'll be our first caution of the race. That's going to get this field bunched back up. And we'll get some drivers caught back up, too. But I think this is actually a good time, since we are under caution, to take a little bit of a break here. I'm going to go for some water. Obviously, the broadcast will be not going anywhere. I'm going to hit it to the replay cams, and I will be back very, very soon. Okay, I make my return. Looks like we have a couple cars on pit road there. Looks like the car's back up to racing speed. If they are, that is my apologies. Nope, they're not. There's drivers getting caught up with the field. But everybody's trying to get ordered up here. And looks like Salazar will be going back around to get their lap back. Looks like Snowball and Skoda took that time to come down pit road. That's going to put them at the back of here. Excuse me. But that means they are going to be fresh on tires and fuel. Now, when that caution came out, Alfie did come down pit road. It looks like they're going to still be in second position here. So I imagine a lot of cars did pit. But Kelchan will actually be restarting first, it looks like. What this carson's really going to do, other than bunch the field up like this, is it's really going to throw a wrench in the works for these strategies these drivers have been planning on. Because, you know, these strategies are well thought out. And I would imagine that they were, you know, planning on this race going caution-free. Or, you know, you plan your strategy around that. You can't plan for cautions because you don't know when they're going to happen. These cars are still, you know, single file for now. So waiting for Salazar to get caught back up at the back of the field here. But I believe that accident was between Brage and Jordy. Looks like Salazar will get caught up here and will be going next time by, presumably. And, yeah, it looks like Kelchan for FFR will be our lead car here. FFR, I did actually race for them once back in the day in the Nürburgring 4 Hours for FVEC. I believe it was me and Kasai, the team leader. Me and him are decently old friends. But we're getting ready to go again. If you missed it, the caution did come out for an accident. We didn't catch it on screen, unfortunately. But these cars have been got some pits done, and they're getting ready to roll here again. I think we might actually try out the replay cam for this restart. Get a few more cars in frame. I think we will sit on board. Well, we'll sit the camera on Alfie here, starting second place. Or restarting second place. Alright, these cars are starting to get formed up here as they come down the front stretch. Get those tires cleaned up, warm them up. Weaving back and forth. You're going to form up before they get to the start-finish line, though. Alright, here we go. And the green flag is back out for the Indy 300. Heading down into turn 1. These cars need to get up to speed first before we see any real moves happen. I say that, Alfie's already up the inside of Kelchan there. Going to be taking that lead away from that car. That green and black car. Scarlett's up the inside, though. They're 3 wide. 3 wide for the lead here, heading down into turn 3. Scarlett's going to back out, though, give a little room. That's some smart racing right there. But these first 6 cars are real all close together, just like the start of the race. Some stuff happening back there. Looks like a car up out of the groove that looked like it was Skoda. Who 4 wide for the lead here. 4 wide heading down into turn 1 here. Ooh, so Alfie's going to back out. Oh, big crash! Rosenquist up into the wall. Got Alfie. It looks like they got Kelchan as well. And that's going to be another caution. That is 3 crippled cars. Not entirely sure what exactly happened there. It looks like Rosenquist just entered a little too low. Maybe hit the wall on the inside for them. And that car just went around. Just came back up into the field and just wiped out Alfie and Kelchan. And, I mean, that is 2 drivers, well, I mean, 3 drivers who were really far up front and running well during this race. And, yeah, they're going to have some damage after that. Yeah, this car is ruined. The steering and the driveline are gone. Same case for Kelchan here. And I can imagine Rosequist's car is not doing much better. Somehow no steering or driveline damage, but they have full aero damage. I don't know how that's happened. No steering or driveline damage somehow. Oh, man, it's hot in here. Yeah, sorry if you hear my air conditioner on the mic. It is hot in my room. It is summer in Louisiana. I am not going to apologize for having my air conditioner on the mic, saying, oh, no, it's unprofessional. No. What's unprofessional is me dying a heat stroke on commentary. That's unprofessional. But it looks like all our cars that are involved in the accident are back off pit road here. I wonder if they'll get caught back up in time for us to go green this lap, but I'm not confident in that. Oh, Scarlett's down on the grass. That's one way to cool the tires off. Also get them dirty, you know. Looks like they will get caught up here, those cars, and be curious to see if we'll be going green this time by. I am not the race organizer. I just broadcast this, so Unku is the head of operations here, and it's up to them to decide when the drivers go and what they do and what they don't do. These cars are formed up, so I would think we're going to be going this time by. Car up out of the groove there. I believe that's Apex. Car we haven't really looked at today. It's a Dark Star performance car. Engine by Lockheed Martin. The military industrial complex is powering this machine. Cars are all formed up here. I believe they are going to restart this time by. Yep, here we go. Restart here. Apex with laying back a little bit and able to get a good restart on Unku, his teammate there. Challenging the other Miata in this race. NB Miata. I wonder if Apex is an NA or an NC or an ND. Maybe we'll get an interview after the race and they'll clarify. Excuse me. Battling for the lead here, Scarlett and Senna. Senna's going to back out of the throttle, heading down into turn 3, playing it smart right now. Apex is going to make a move up the inside of the other Miata. And there is some stuff happening back here. Tremus up the inside. Ooh, Tremus way sideways. Able to save it. Fishy with a little bit of contact with him and Snowball. Tremus with the save of the night so far. They're going to start dropping positions here, but man, what a save. They're able to keep going straight. Apex with a little bit of lagging there. These cars are a little spread out at the moment, but still real close together. That was a contradiction, but whatever. Ooh, the Apex got real slow above the corner. Fishy down the inside. Big move to pass 3 cars at once. Senna and Scarlett still battling for the lead here. Heading down to turn number 3. Little bit of dust kicked up by Senna on the inside there. Fishy trying on the outside here. Gonna pass Scarlett, trying to pass Senna. Damn, Fishy is fast. That is one fast fish. To the point. Goes the number 24 car. They passed at least 5 cars on one lap there. It all started at turn 2 where they got that huge run. That was some good moves. As they now lead this pack back down into turn 3. Senna's going to try on the outside here. And Scarlett's going to... was drafting with Senna, but he'll go down with their teammate now. Now these cars are back down single file. Some battling happened back here between Snowball and Unku, with Miata looking in to get in there. Ooh, Unku high, Miata high, both of those cars in the wall. I wonder if they got a little bit of damage after that. Nope, no damage. It's going to slow them down, though. Ooh, Alfie and Kelchan banging wheels as they come down the backstretch here with Saleza in tow. I think we will just stay on board with Unku for the moment. Brage got real loose. Oh, it's Brage, not Kelchan. My apologies. The cars are the same color. Third wide for a minute there. Solis is going to get out in front of Alfie, but Skoda's going to be out in front of them. Looks like the lead has gotten... Oh, I say that. No, those cars are just really close together up there. Senna trying to get a run down the backstretch here to get up to the inside of Fishy. Some good battling all over right now. Fishy's going to be stuck on the outside there. Going to try to diamond down. Senna's going to be holding down the inside tight, though. Going to disrupt the run off the corner for Fishy, who, if I say that, they're able to drive underneath that the 81 of McLaren Senna. Scarlett's still behind them, just waiting, just being a little patient. Biding her time, as you will. A little bit of contact, that's not biding time. Still battling back here. There's a bunch of cars up here. Looks like Tremus is able to get back up into this pack right behind Rosenquist here. Oh, 3 wide in front. I'm going to move a look at Skoda here as these 4 cars battle. Skoda getting a run off turn 4, coming down the inside here, 3 wide. Still 3 wide heading down into turn 1. Oh, I wonder if this will end in tears. No, it won't. Able to keep it going straight. Oh, a little bit of wheel bang in there, which seen Senna and Fishy. And they're spreading out down the backstretch here. It's a riot for position 4 in this race. Oh, a little bit of contact back there. Able to keep it going straight. Tremus coming up the inside. That's a bold move. They down in the grass. That's going to cost them time and positions. They had a huge head of steam, but they got a little overzealous. There was a car that blocked them. Wasn't sure what car that was, and that's going to, put them down a little further down. But that car seems to be pretty fast, so they should be able to get back up here. They have some drafting help now back here. So they get passed by Jordy down the inside there. Kelchan's there as well, and Loserette's behind him. Looks like Apex did have an incident that I did not see, as he is down to 16th. These cars are still battling. Senna has not been able to get past Fishy, not at least for, not for an extended amount of time, but has been right on Fishy's gearbox. Well, I say that. Senna's able to clear Fishy here, but Fishy's going to come back up the inside. This just seems to be the story of this battle so far. Oh, caution has come out. Not sure for what. Looks like Tremus had an accident. Yep, Tremus is in the wall. Wonder if maybe Loserette was involved. Hold on. Nope, that's not this server. Nope. But I did see Tremus was involved. Wonder if Apex has some damage from earlier. Nope. So once again, I did not see what happened to Apex. But Tremus here, yeah, that car is destroyed. Yeah, you can see that car is just bouncing off the walls because that steering's so damaged. I'm not exactly sure who else was involved in that accident. It looks like it might have been a one-car incident. Not entirely sure. But we're going to have another caution here. This is our 3rd of the night. Nothing in the, developer or whatever chat. Admin. Looks like Miata, Kelchan, and Tremus have also pitted. I wonder, like I said, I know Tremus was damaged, but looks like it was only Tremus, as they're still on pit road to repair said damage. Not entirely sure what happened there. But it's disappointing. That car was starting to run really, really well. I think I need to tab back into the game. No? No. I'm not going to be able to... Forza, please let me move my camera around. No? We're still... No, I don't want to return to the pre-race menu. Why is that bound to right click? Who would do that? hold on. Actually, I'm going to take this time to back out and come back in because I think my stuff's a little bugged. Okay, there we go. I have regained camera control. And we'll be going another lap here as the drivers get all formed up. There was a big cloud of smoke back there. But, it's really been an interesting race so far. Fishy, who had a horrendous accident in turn 4 earlier on, is all the way back up to the lead. He's been able to hold on to it for a considerable amount of time. Senna has not been letting them hold on to that lead for very long, though, not comfortably at least. And been getting out in front a little bit, able to just keep pressuring that car. Scarlett was just sitting behind him, being a little patient, just looking, just waiting. Hoping those drivers probably make a mistake on their own, and she's able to get by. Snowball's been battling for the lead all day long, it feels like. And I gotta imagine that's going to continue, barring any incidents. Skoda's been in the same way, been all the way up front there as well. Alfie has been as well, but they did just come down pit road, so they're going to be sitting back here for a little bit. And we got some drivers all over the field that have been battling. I don't think there's been one driver that hasn't had an intense battle yet. I believe Jordy had some connection issues. I believe that's what that was. Yeah, they're going to go back to their regular position here. This game is so weird, man. It looks like they're going to be ready to restart here once more. They'll be coming up onto lap 54, I believe. Remember, we got a -2. This is a 120-lap race. It's getting ready to restart here. We'll follow Scarlett. Sure, why not? See, green flag flies once again. Ooh, somebody back there with a terrible restart. I believe that was Miata. Yeah, they're dropping like a brick down the order. That's unfortunate. But good restart here for Fishy and Senna. Still battling hard behind them is Everett 5th back, basically. Senna's going to go up the inside here. Try to get the lead and hold it coming out of turn number 3. I wonder if they're going to try to block down that inside coming out of turn 4 here. That's where Fishy keeps passing them. Oh, they're going to try to block, but not able to do it. Fishy just gets too big of a run. Going to get back down to the inside. That McLaren MasterCard car. Ooh, right up on the gearbox. The track is also becoming less and less texture, it feels like. Hey, it's better than Forza 7, where the entire front grandstand would just disappear heading down into turn 1. Your real one, if you remember that. Oh, there is some stuff happening up here. Still some battling happened back in the field. Looks like Rosenquist just passed Brage for 10th. Well, I thought Snowball was going to come down pit road for a minute there, and no. Just had a hard turn off the corner. Fishy's still going to be running the lead position here. But Senna, Scarlett, and Snowball are all looking for that pole position behind them. And back further is Skoda, Saleza, Miata, and Unku, all battling for 5th here. Further back is Jordy and Brage battling one-on-one for 8th. Rosenquist, Tremus, Miata, well, Apex Miata, and Kelchan are battling for 11th. And Alfie is by themselves, and so is Luzeret. I believe Luzeret might have some damage here. The car is real slow. But yet they have full aero damage. They must have gotten to the wall on their own. That's unfortunate to see. But we're going to go back up here. Take a look at this lead there. 3 wide down the backstretch. Looks like Snowball fell back into this the second pack, but that second pack is catching the first one. So they're still holding on to that 4th position as these cars are starting to get real bunched up. Going board here with Miata. Senna's still looking for that lead, getting a run off of turn 2 almost. Looks like Fishy almost got in the wall. Maybe they did get in the wall. Senna's going to get the run. Snowball's going to back out heading into turn 3. Get a little bit of time, a little bit of space for these drivers. Fishy's going to come back down the inside for turn 4. Maybe Senna can get a run. No, Senna will not get the run off the corner there. They're going to lose some time there as well, and they're going to get freight trained by these cars on the inside. Oh, no, Senna's going to force their way back in, prevent that from happening. No contact, so that's fully, that's fully fine. Scarlet getting out of the way almost. Wonder if they got loose and got up out of the groove, got into the wall. That's going to cost them a lot of time. They're going to be hoping to try to keep in this draft here, but looks like they're out of the battle for now. Ooh, car in the wall. Looks like that was Miata, but not too bad a contact. They're able to keep going just fine here. All right. We have those 3 cars up front under a blanket. Unku's right behind them. Snowball and Fishy are battling for the lead once again, just like the start of the race, but 2 cars behind them are not Alfie and Skoda. Now it's Senna and Unku. Speaking of Skoda, Skoda's still battling for 5th here with Silesia. Looks like Scarlet's getting back up to this pack behind their teammate Miata. And I can imagine that second pack might want to work together to get back up to this lead pack, because they were together for a moment, these 2 packs, but then they got separated. Looks like Brage also had an incident that I missed, my apologies, as they are now down to 16th, 2 laps down. I gotta imagine they were on pit road for a while with some damage. But I am curious to see how these cars are doing tire-wise. Tires are starting to get a little worn on Unku's car, and the fuel's starting to run down. So, pit stops will be coming quite soon for these lead cars, I would imagine. Fishy making some moves up the inside there. Man, that car is just so quick as they go back to the point. It's able to move like almost no other car in the field, it feels like. Still battling for 5th behind them. Ooh, a little bit of contact between Snowball and Senna. These cars are all right up on each other. Still single file, it's just they're very close together. Ooh, Unku pounded the wall down there. Don't think that will result in damage. Oh, no, it does. No, that killed that car. Suspension and brake damage on the right front. That car's going to be real damn slow. Also got air damage. Cars had to get out the way. Looks like Miata also got in the wall. But I don't believe Miata's going to get damage from that. No, that car is okay. But that is unfortunate for Unku, who was running real well. And it's going to make it a 3-horse race for the lead now. Ooh! That might have been a little Forza net code, but I thought that was about to end in tragedy. You know, I mentioned earlier about the today being the anniversary of the moon landings. Hopefully we don't start our own IndyCar space program. Snowball's going to take the lead here. Senna's going to get a run off of turn number 2 coming down the backstretch here. We can see a lot of passes happen here, but they usually haven't stuck. Man, that 24 is just so quick. Just able to just drive by Snowball and Senna. Oh, speaking of them, they are battling for that second position right now, trying to get back to first. Yeah, Unku's going to go a lap down, still on pit road to repair that damage. Looks like they're coming off pit road now. Snowball's going to get the run off of turn 2. Once again, another pass down the backstretch. Oh, but I'm not sure it's going to last for long, especially with Senna hounding the rear gearbox of that car. Rear gearbox, yeah, of course it is. Yeah, Fishy and Silesia are on pit road now, as these pit stops are starting to go through. Ooh, slow car in the front stretch. That was Jordy, who was sitting in a really bad spot. I thought I saw a slow car on track. They weren't able to get off the racing surface until just now. They are a long way from pit road. I'm not sure exactly what happened. They might have had a little incident coming out of turn 4. But, I mean, that car is going to stop on the racing surface almost. So, I don't think it'll be a caution, but that is one people are going to have to look out for. This car is just going to have to crawl around the track. No, this car's out of fuel. No, this car's out of fuel now. No, this is going to have to be a caution. This car is out of fuel. This is going to stop on track. There's no way that car makes it back down to pit road. Senna's still challenging for the lead here with Snowball. Coming around the outside, taking the point. Ooh, a little bit of dust cloud kicked up into Snowball. A little bit of pocket sand. Not going to phase them, though. No debuff there. Car's getting a little spread out now. Yeah, but Jordy is just stopped over there. That car is completely out of fuel. And it looks like they're just... I guess they're just going to sit there for the rest of the race, because... Yeah, the only way they could get back was with some help. Oh, looks like they're going to... Yep, they're going to leave the race. That sucks. And, I mean, yeah, that's a DNF for Jordy. That's unfortunate to see. There's some battling happened back here with Scarlett and Alfie for 5th place. Fishy is a lap down, but they did just pit. Senna and Snowball are still wrapped up in the battle for the lead. Senna's looking, lurking, trying to make a move around there, but Snowball's able to keep right in the middle of the track pretty well to prevent that from happening. Skoda up the inside of Scarlett here for 3rd. Getting a nice run down the backstretch. Able to clear her quite well, as both of them look to catch up to these leaders. Both of them have been flirting all day with that lead, and they would love to get back up there and keep it. Looks like Tremus has come down pit road. Yeah, there they go now. Alfie going around the outside of Fishy here. Scarlett, oh, that's Reserquist, my apologies, with them. Going to back out and go down the inside. A little bit of contact there between Fishy and Alfie. Still a little bit of contact. Both are able to keep it going straight here, but I don't know, I'm detecting a little tension between these cars. We're going to have to keep a lookout over here. This might be our next caution. There, it looks like Reserquist has come down pit road. Scarlett, Skoda, Senna, Snowball, Rosequist, all down on pit road. All pitting at once, basically. That's going to be an interesting race off pit road. Tremus coming off pit lane at the moment. Ooh, Alfie on the outside of Fishy. Alfie has taken the provisional lead. Fishy and Salazar are both lapped down. Well, Fishy technically has regained their lap from Alfie. Well, I don't know. They're still battling with them, so... But those lap cars are going to, try to leave that lead car. Alfie got up in the wall. I gotta imagine Alfie's going to pit in a minute here. Probably next lap by. Well, I'll say that Alfie is on a bit of a different strategy than those cars. Yeah, Alfie's still got 60% fuel left. And got 42% on the rear tire, 43%. Going to come back up the inside here. Looks like Rosequist will get passed by Salazar. Senna and Snowball come back out. Looks like there was a car that peeked out wide there. Looks like Alfie's able to get past those cars that have pit. Well, some of them. Senna and Snowball are still in front of him here as he gets a run off turn 4 to try to get by them down the inside. Ooh, gonna let off the throttle. Salazar's gonna move up. Ooh, a little bit of contact. Ooh, able to keep it going straight. That was a dangerous place for contact. But we're already almost 75 laps into this race. I hope you guys have been having a good time. I have. You know, has been just me here, but I've been having fun on my own. Fun watching these drivers go around this track. Have some intense battles. Alfie's still trying to get by these cars here. Now, Alfie doesn't have to pass these cars, obviously, as they are a lap down, but if they keep holding Alfie up like this, when Alfie has to pit, they're just going to be real behind. So this 57 needs to get by these guys quick. Looks like the only cars haven't pit yet are Alfie, Kelchan, and Apex. Oh, I say that. Alfie just came down pit road. And cones are going everywhere. Alright, there'll be a provisional leader now is Snowball. Senna behind them, Fishy and Skoda, and then Saleza in 5th. A lot of cars have had damage this race and have just been trying to battle back from it, it feels like. Some have been more successful than others. Also, if you were around for Fast 9, you might be wondering why the lap times for these cars are currently slower than they were for qualifying, and that's because these cars have a power handicap. I believe it's to make them a little more balanced with each other. As you can see, Fishy's fastest lap here is a 37.9. The fastest lap in solo qualifying without the power handicap was a 36.2 or 0.1. I believe it was a 0.2. So that shows you how much slower these cars are with this power handicap, as Fishy's able to get back up here, going up the inside of Senna. Ooh, a little bit of contact. Oh, Senna's able to keep it straight, though. See where Alfie came out at. Yeah, way behind these cars. Apex is going to get unlapped by Rosenquist. Well, Rosenquist unlap themselves off of Apex. Trying to get back up to Kelchan. Ooh, a little bit bump drafting in the backstretch there. You don't see that too much in open wheels. Skoda's going to run wide in turn 3 there. They're going to fall back some. Kelchan is down on pit road. I gotta imagine Apex is not too far behind them. Fish is going to give Senna a lot of room here down in turn 1. Senna's going to take advantage of it. Fish with a little bit of contact on the outside. Snowball's coming up the inside of Senna here, coming out of turn 2. Fish is going to follow them and also get a run on Snowball. Skoda getting a toe off of that McLaren in front of him. Whew, some really intense battling been happening so far. So just keep looking around and see what's what. Looks like Scarlett and Salacer draft real close together. Unfortunately, I can't get a interval time on the cars that are a lap down, because why would I be able to? Why would I ever need that? Snowball going side by side for the provisional lead. Senna's going to back out of the throttle a little bit to get down to the inside. Falling back a little bit, but they're still within drafting range. Well, just about. Yeah, they're starting to catch back up now as these cars are still battling with each other. They're going to be slowing themselves down battling, which, of course, will allow other cars to catch up. Eventually, Scarlett and Salacer are going to get up here. So it looks like they are not battling. They are just drafting with each other. Well, I say that. One car peeked out down the inside there. Yep, Salacer passed Scarlett. But if I was them, I'd be saying, no, I'm not going to try to pass you. I'm just going to work with you so we can go get these cars. And then I'll pass you later. Make friends early, then betray them later on. That's how oval racing works. Skoda's going to go to the point here as Fishy and Snowball wash a little wide up out of the groove. Fishy's come back down the inside, coming out of turn 2. Swapping positions. Going back to the lead. Snowball's going to try to get a run. Maybe try something down to turn 3. No, that run's going to run out. And they're just going to take the place behind Skoda. Loserette's back down on pit road. A little bit of contact there with the wall. Senna's starting to catch back up to these 3 cars in front of them. Apex is finally on pit road, and that means that this is now the battle for the lead, officially. Ooh, Senna with a little bit of contact there. Following Snowball down into turn 1 here. Here's see where Apex comes out at. They are out of their pit box now, but they are not going to be anywhere near these front cars right now. These cars are flying at the moment. Yeah, that was a 37.9 for Senna. That previous lap. Yep, Apex has just come off pit road. They're already back down to 7th. They're probably going to fall back a little further after that. Fishy around the outside and retake the lead. Really has just been the Fishy, Snowball, and Skoda show right now, with some other drivers peeking in on occasion. Right now, the other driver is Senna, who's been up here for quite a while, but doing a pretty good job. The only car out of this these first 4 that was not in the Fast 9. But it's still able to hold their own as they go back to the point here. Coming down the inside. Fish is going to get a run off the corner down the outside. Snowball's going to follow them. Senna's still going to be on the inside of Snowball. A little low in that corner. Ooh. Slays and Scarlet are still drafting with each other, still battling a little bit. Side by side there. Excuse me. Kelchan and Tremus are battling with each other. Alfie and Rosenquist are battling with each other. Battles all over the place. Apex kind of in no man's land, unfortunately. Miata, same deal. Unku, same deal. Loserette and Barrage are all by themselves. But still battling for the lead here. Yeah, I think we're going to do some replay cams. I don't know, I feel like these zoom in a little too much. These cars are all together coming down the front stretch here. Because they have been for a while. These cars are still under a blanket. They have been for the past like 15 laps. Fishy's still leading. That car seems to be faster than everybody else. But everybody's still able to battle back. And, you know, able to keep Fishy at bay just a little bit. Crossing the bricks once again. I think we're going to head back to game cams here on board with Snowball. Some battling back there. Still 2 groups of cars battling behind them. Looks like they're starting to catch up to each other a little bit, though. Yeah, it's Alfie and Rosenquist catching up to Scarlet and Salacia. Start 4-car battle for 5th. But there's a 4-car battle for 1st still. As Skoda heads up the inside of Senna, heading down into turn 1 here. Still all falling a little back, but I imagine they're going to catch up quite soon, especially as these cars keep battling with each other. Fishy's looking up, just going to back out of the throttle, not going to press that issue. It looks like Apex might have had some problems as they're now back down pit road. Be able to tell depending on how long that pit stop takes. They haven't reached their pit box just yet, I don't think. No, they just reached it. Senna's still able to hold on to the lead here. Oh, never mind. Fishy comes out of turn 4 with a head of steam. Able to make a move there. Looks like Apex out of his pit box. Wonder if he had some damage. I'm not entirely sure. But we're about to get a 4-car battle for 5th. Starting it. As Alfie and Rosenquist catch up with Scarlet and Salacia. Snowball's starting to catch back up here. Tremus is now back down pit road. One of these cars are starting to pit again for fuel. I don't know. Snowball is on 39, well, on pretty much 40% right rear and on 29% fuel. So challenging for the lead, going up the inside of Fishy and Senna. Oh, gonna back out a little bit. Fishy's gonna lead him down into turn 1. This is Gaggle Automobiles. Ooh, Alfie passing Scarlett, trying to get up to 5th here. And they're both, all these cars are still trying to catch up to that lead pack. Looks like Miata's down pit road. Some of these cars are out of sync with each other on pit cycles. So they're going to be pitting at weird times compared to other cars. Rosenquist behind here of Scarlett. Looks like they're just gonna let Rosenquist by. Not gonna give him too much trouble. Probably a smart move, to be honest. Looks like Fishy and Snowball are running up on a lapped car here. Looks like that is Apex. Maybe? No, it's Loserette. My apologies. Saw the blue. But it looks like Fishy's going to pass them around the outside here. Ooh, Loserette's going to wash up off the corner a little bit. Snowball had to go down to the inside to make that pass. Looks like Skoda and Senna have fallen back and are now just kind of on their own. And I got to imagine, ooh, they keep battling like that, they're going to get picked up by that group behind them soon if they don't catch up with the group in front. Unku's back down pit road for their pit stop. And I believe this will be the final stop for these drivers. These stops are taken right now unless they get damage. As I mentioned earlier, the length of these runs is going to be about 22, 23 laps. You can probably run 24, but your tires are going to be gone by that time. Miata's going to let these leaders go by them here, and they're going to start battling with Loserette. And it looks like Senna and Skoda are going to be catching up to these lap traffic here. Going up the inside, Miata's just going to let them have it. Give them the right of way. Remember, blue flags are a thing here, but they're not heavily enforced. It's more of a suggestion. A bit like NASCAR's. Senna coming back up the inside of the Loserette, and him and Skoda will clear that lap traffic for the moment, but Loserette could come back. Ooh, Skoda with a bold pass into turn 1, able to make it work. Fishy and Snowball are still battling, which, you know, that kind of feels like it's the story of this race. First and second have just been battling back and forth all day long. Even through the trials and tribulations of this 24 car, they're back out in front. Oh, they come down pit road. That's going to be their final stop. It's going to be real interesting to see how this plays out for these drivers. Because obviously, you're going to want to maximize your maximize your tires and your fuel, so you want to pit a little early probably to make sure that, you're not wasting your time on this run, but you also want to pit too early because you could run out of fuel, you could run out of tires, and you're going to slow yourself down real fast. And these tires, I mean, they fall off a cliff in this game. So, you're going to want to try to take care of them best you can and pit at the right time. Senna and Skoda are still battling here. Rosenquist just passed Scarlett for 4th. With Alfie sitting in the wings waiting. Car coming off the pit road here. Not sure who that is. That might have been Kelchan. Nope, it's Fishy. Hello, Fishy. Alfie gonna back out of the throttle. Gonna lose their run, but gonna be able to draft with Fishy here. So, it's not the end of the world. Rosenquist going up the inside of Scarlett here, as Skoda has gotten back up here and is now catching up to Snowball. Senna's in the same boat. Another piece of lap traffic here. I believe that is Kelchan. No, it is Brage. Once again, same color car, so. But Skoda's going to take the lead once again. Senna behind him. Snowball on the outside. And some lap traffic sitting behind them. Ooh, Skoda got on the wall a little bit. Snowball had a little bit of contact with them. Senna's going to take the lead, but Snowball's going to get a run still. Brage is challenging. That's bold for a car that's 3 laps down. Ooh, they're going to wash up in turn 1. Looks like they're going to fall behind the other 2-lap cars of Miata and Luzeret. 3 wide for the lead here. Ooh, Senna got on the wall! Oh, no! I believe that contact was just... Ooh, Forza moment. Brage got loose. Able to save it, though. Ooh, contact with Rosenquist. That's going to send the car around. Rosenquist probably has some damage from that. Another car around behind them in a crash. Salazar almost with some contact. I don't know if we're in the non-caution period. Because at a certain point, the cautions will be disabled. I think we're right before that. I think this will be a caution. Yes, it is. This is probably going to be our last caution. And we saw it all happen there. It looks like Senna just got in the wall and got Forza glued to it. And slowed them down so much. A couple cars able to get past. Brage really struggled to get past. And, almost lost the car. And, I mean, this car's crippled now. Looks like they'd spun again and got up into the wall and had damage. And, I mean, this car is going to have to crawl down pit road. Oh, man. Yeah, this is the worst damage car we've seen all day. Full 100% engine damage. This thing's on limp mode, basically. Some cars getting their lap back there, but yeah, Senna got force glued by the wall, was real slow down the backstretch. Brage had to make a evasive maneuver. Was able to save it for a little bit, but I wonder if they had the car contact him from behind? But Senna was still slow on the track and just had some faster cars run up on him and just run to the back of him. Spun him around. Looks like Rosenquist went in the wall as well. That was the car that contacted Senna. And don't know if anybody else had contact there. A lot of cars are coming down pit road at the moment. Going to be interesting to see how pit cycles, or how these cars cycle out after all these pit stops. Looks like Alfie might be our provisional leader. Rosenquist is going to be second place, it looks like. Senna will be fourth. But yeah, that's really going to throw the end of this race into chaos. That's Apex flying by on the outside. There's another car flying by. And another. Looks like Salazar is going to take up fifth here, and Unku sixth. Oh, man. It's been an exciting, interesting race so far, and we are not even into the final 15 laps yet. As they cross the line this time by, it will be 20 to go. And unless they have a crash right off rip, I think this is going to be our final caution. Because cautions will be disabled with 15 to go. And if you wreck, you wreck. It sucks. And just keep going. The beauties of doing it on a video game is you don't have to worry about people actually dying. Well, unless you're on wheel and you have very, very bad force feedback and it just snaps your wrist in half. But it looks like we may be able to go this time by as all these cars start to get caught up with the field here. Oh, no. If they want to give Brage all their laps back, that's going to take a little bit. Yeah, 20 to go officially, under caution here at Indianapolis for the Indy 300. This race has been going on for about an hour 30 now. Not endurance, but, as a driver, you're going to start to feel that. especially with some of these cars that have been battling up front like Snowball and Fishy all day long, I would think that their numbers might starting to get shot here, and start to get a little nervous. You get nervous, you make mistakes. Make mistakes, that's how you lose a race. Oh, there goes Brage once again. Yeah, I think we're going to let Brage get all their laps back. So we're probably going to be going not this time by, but the next time. So, actually, yeah, we'll go be on board with Brage, as they're just hot lapping, basically. And that green and black number 7, not alone. I used to run number 7 when I raced in, what was it, Formula Ford. It was F4 on Forza 7. That was a fun series. That car was unruly. I'm gonna fly by these cars. Whew. If you speed this up enough, it'll look like those cars down there are going the correct speed, and Brage is just like going Mach 3. They did have a little bit of contact with the wall. I'm curious to see what their fuel situation looks like, because obviously they're running at full head of steam right now. Yeah, it looks like they'll be able to make the end of the race without a problem, but I might have been mistaken earlier. I think we might have to have one more lap, but that definitely will mean this will be our last caution, I would think, because we only got 19 to go now. I'm probably going to restart with about 18, 17 to go. So, once again, cautions are going to stop at lap 15. Like 15 to go here. So, yeah. And if any crashes happen after that, it's going to be bad. Because ain't nobody slowing down. Brage is on pit road. I guess we will be going, not this time by, but the next time. Which means we're going to be probably restarting with 17 to go here. Not sure why Brage pit. Maybe they're just trying to get all their stuff in check. Obviously, Forza does not have a tire limit like you would in real life. Ugh. Man, this race has been something. Not a bad way, just been chaotic. These cars just running around at the moment, waiting for Brage to catch back up. And it looks like Brage will catch back up this lap. Can we restart with 17 to go here? The order as currently Alfie, Rosenquist, Scarlet, Senna, Silesia, Unku, Skoda, Snowball, Kelchan, Fishy, Apex, Miata, Tremus, Luzeret, and Brage. And we had Jegatron and Jordy DNF. Looks like Brage has caught back up. I'll be getting underway this time by, I would imagine. Ugh, get ready, y'all. This is going to be it's going to be wild. All right. Sorry, taking a drink of water. Make sure I have my voice back for this final run here. So I think I'm gonna need it. As drivers come down the front stretch here, coming across the bricks for the green flag once again. Let's do it. Restart here. Senna with a great launch. Going to be up inside of Scarlett, heading down into turn 1. Rosenquist behind Alfie still. Senna up the inside of Rosenquist. Great restart for the 81 car. Able to make a place and is now challenging for the lead. Rosenquist up the inside of Alfie to go to the point. The cars behind them as well. That's Snowball, Salesa, and Unku. And cars are mixing it up back there. Alfie washed a little wide. There's going to allow some cars come down the inside here. Senna blocking Snowball as to try to get a run on Rosenquist down into turn 1. Block from Rosenquist. But Senna's just going to stick up on the outside and try to pass that 21 car on the outside. Not quite going to be able to do it, though, but they are still sitting there. It's going to force his cars on the bottom to look out for him. Oh, he's trying to get back in line, it looked like, but not able to. Snowball with a little bit of contact there. Still battling back there. Ooh, a little bit of contact between Salesa and Senna. I think that was some Forza moment right there for me. On board with Rosenquist here now, who's following Snowball down the front stretch, getting a run on them. Whew. And I believe we are... Oh, I was just about to say we're in the non-caution period. The car just ate shit. That was Scarlett. Scarlett is done. I'm not totally sure what happened. I don't think there was contact, but that car just got mad loose. No, we are going under caution. This is going to have to be the last caution. Looks like there was another incident with some cars. Look at Tremus and Loserette had a problem. No, it was Miata. It looks like Loserette might have a problem on their own. I saw some cars down the inside there. But another caution can come back out. Rosenquist is going to be leading under this caution flag. And these cars don't need to pit. So, I imagine most of these cars will be Oh, I say that! We got some cars coming down pit road. Some takers. Unku, Apex. And they look like they're going to be the only takers that weren't involved. Because I believe Miata, Tremus, and Lewis were all involved in an accident. Obviously, we saw Scarlett pound the wall down in the short trip between 1 and 2. But I guess they think, might as well get some fresh tires here, They're not going to be losing that many positions, so... And they're going to be restarting next to each other so they can work together. Might be some good, team strategy happening there. This car's coming off pit road. Scarlett's still crawling around to pit road. I mean, that car is just demolished after that wall hit. Yep, 100% on everything. Ugh. I thought we were done with the chaos. No, I didn't. I didn't think we were done with the chaos. But these laps are still winding down. Excuse me. Coming up on 12 to go. It's going to be 11 to go this time by. Well, excuse me, 13 to go. Cannot count, as it turns out. Yeah, Scarlett is on pit road. That's going to be a long pit stop for all that damage. Cars are letting off. We should be able to go next time by... Yeah, Scarlett's coming out of her pit box now. So they can get caught back up and be able to go. I think for the restart, we'll ride with Snowball. They should be a fast mover. Fishy is back there. Who's probably our best passer of the race, I would think. They did start on pole, but man, the way they're able to get around other cars is just, it's elite. I think we'll ride with Scarlett as they try to put down, as fast as they can. Oh, they're going to slow down here. Maybe trying to save their stuff a little bit. Oh, no, I think we're having a Forza moment. No, I think this is what's happening. Because this car's invisible. And running at, like, constant RPM. Maybe? They're blinking now. Oh, they're back. I think that might have been Forza just eating shit. What's new? Oh, there's a car stopped on the backstretch. That might be Loserette. The car did come down pit road. They might have just had a connection issue as well, because, I mean, it's Forza. Who could have guessed? Connection issues on Forza. Color me shocked. Alright, looks like the cars have caught up, though, so we should be going this time by, and it'll be 12 to go. No more cautions from here on out. Just some straight racing. If you crash, you crash. You die, you die. Your corpse will be left on the racing circuit, and you'll just be ground to ashes there. That's where you'll rest for the rest of your days. Alright. Get those belts tight and shake out those nerves, because these cars are going to be going hard. Green flag once again. Snowball trying to get the jump. Senna also got the jump on them, though. Going to block the run a little bit, but not too bad. Snowball's able to get up the inside of Alfie. Coming up the inside of Rosenquist, going from 4th to 1st in one turn. That might be a race winning move for Snowball. These cars are still battling behind them. Looks like Salacious to the inside of Senna. Brage behind them with Kelchan as well. Cars moving around, looking back there. Skoda's on the inside of Kelchan back there. Oh, Salacious close by with Senna there. Ooh, a little bit of contact. Able to keep it straight, though. But Alfie, Snowball, and Rosequist are all battling for the lead at the moment. Brage with the big run up the inside there. Ooh, they're going to really slow down in the middle of the turn, though. That's going to bottle up the cars behind them. Oh, Skoda's getting bounced around like a pinball at the moment. Oh, some cars on the wall, some cars really slowing down. That's going to really slow down Fishy as well, who's been leading most of this race. And that all started with Brage, who just looks like they turned in a little too soon. A little too early, rather. And just, they got a bad run through the corner and slowed down on the apex. And that slowed down everybody behind them. Bottle up the cars and, no crash, but some cars really got slowed by that. Looks like Unku's fallen back down to 15th. Wonder what happened there. Oh, car on the wall! I just saw that. Yeah, that was Tremus. Tremus is in the wall. That car's crippled. Yeah, Tremus' race is over. They're going to have to get off the racing surface here. Still racing for the lead here between Rosenquist and Snowball. 10 laps to go. And what's really interesting about this, too, is two of these cars haven't really been up in the front pack all day. That's Rosenquist and Salacia. We did see Rosenquist up here earlier. Same with Salacia, but mostly Alfie and Snowball have been up here, so yeah, this is still going to be a really interesting finish. These cars behind them are really starting to get spread out. Well, from them. Looks like the car maybe got on the wall a little bit back there, but it wasn't too bad. Senna's battling with Kelchan for 5th here. Kelchan got on the wall like Senna did for the cause I caution earlier, but not nearly as bad as Senna was. Slowed down by the wall. Still battling in front of them here. Rosequist dropped back down to 3rd. Silly's behind them. There's a cone. Cone has been murdered. 3 wide for the lead here. Rosenquist going to cut in front of Alfie. Take the lead on the bottom, going through the short chute now. Snowball right on top of him. And there's another 4 cars battling behind them. That's Fishy, Skoda, Miata, and Senna. Still battling here. That was Tremus that just passed by. That crippled car. Salesa moved up to the second position. Ooh, Snowball slow off the corner. Gonna bottle up Salesa. Rosenquist's gonna get a huge run up the inside. 3 wide here. Salesa's gonna back out of it. Smart move there. Just gonna take it up the inside for third. Just keep it there. And they're battling hard for fifth. They are catching this front pack, though. These 4 cars are still catching up to these front cars here. So this might be an 8-way battle for the lead by the end of this. Oh, man. Ooh, I saw some tire tracks. I don't know if it was from before or whatnot. Looks like Snowball might have gotten a little loose through that corner. Able to keep going. They've separated themselves from Salesa and Alfie right now. But if these cars work together just a little bit, they can get back up there. Because, I mean, those cars are duking it out at the moment. And this car's gotten a little separated back there. Senna has dropped back from this car, from this little pack here. Salesa is taking third off of Alfie. Rosenquist is still battling for the lead with Snowball. Getting a run off of turn number 4. Drag race down the front stretch. Maybe this is what we'll see on the final lap. Who knows? But we are rapidly approaching said final lap. Ooh. 2 wide here, coming through turn number 2. Tremus on the inside. Got up in the grass there. I thought they were about to come across the field, come across the track and just kill everybody. But nope, they will hold on to it. Some good work. Alfie back up the inside of Salesa. Snowball's been able to hold on to the lead for a while here, but that was not for lack of trying on Rosenquist's part. They have been hounding the rear end of that car. Once again, they're trying up the inside. Trying to make it stick through turns 1 and 2. Able to make it stick this time. But looks like Snowball might get a run off the corner. There is a melee happening back here. So he's coming down to the inside of Fishy, who's moved up to third. Like I said, that car is fast. But I don't know if they have enough time left to get up to these front 2. Ooh, Alfie getting chopped a little bit there. Down into the, on the grass. Knocked a cone over. They're going to be slow. Skoda up the inside of Salesa, and Fishy going 3 wide into turn 1. Looks like Rosenquist is going to take the lead in turn 1 there. Ooh, a little bit of contact behind them. Fishy and Skoda got together. Fishy got slowed by something. Wasn't sure what. But Rosenquist and Snowball are still side by side here. Oh, man. And, I mean, there's not a whole lot of race left. They're going to be coming back with 3 to go. You know, these laps are winding down. These drivers are going to start to get real desperate. Skoda moving up the inside of Alfie and Salesa there. Fishy and Miata are battling back here. Rosenquist back up the inside of Snowball. Ooh, a little bit of contact between Alfie and Salesa. Able to keep it straight, though. Skoda's getting bump drafted by Salesa there. But nope, they're gonna pop out and try to make the pass. Snowball up the inside, pass into turn 3 there. Alright. Coming this time by is gonna be 2 laps to go. And this is the make or break moment for these drivers. Big block by Salesa. They saw that run from Miata. Still blocking them. Miata's in the wall just a little bit. These cars are under a blanket here, but them battle like this means they will not catch those front 2 cars. This is a battle for the podium spot, but this is a battle for the lead between Snowball and Rosenquist. And we are coming up to the white flag here. It'll be 1 to go at Indianapolis. And they're still battling hard behind them here. But Snowball's going to have to make something happen soon if they want to win this race. They've been battling for the lead all day long. Rosenquist has been up there as well. Rosenquist, a big block down the inside. Blocking low, blocking high. Snowball's coming up, not going to be able to get by him. There's the white flag. Final lap here at Indianapolis. Snowball's going to have to get a good run out of turn 2, I think. They're probably going to make that run down the back stretch. trying. Not really going to be able to get that run. Rosenquist is blocking the shit out of them. They're in the grass. Still able to keep their speed up, though. They're going to have one shot left, and that's going to be the exit of turn 4. They're going to have to get a monumental run. They are 2 wide, 3 deep behind them. Snowball's on the outside here. They're not going to do it. They're not going to do it. Rosenquist's going to win the race. Rosenquist's going to win the race. Rosenquist wins. What a finish. Rosenquist will finish first. Snowball second. Miata third. Alfie 4th, Salacia 5th, Skoda 6th, Fishy 7th, Kelchan 8th, Unku 9th, Senna 10th, Scarlet 11th, Loser at 12th, Apex 13th, Brage 14th, and Tremus 15th. Man! Just some huge, huge blocks by Rosenquist in that race. You know, and I can't imagine Snowball's too happy about that, but that's just how oval racing goes, unfortunately. But Snowball just was really wide in turn 4, and that ruined their run off the corner. And that's how that race is going to end. Oh man, what a race! Yeah, what you're seeing right now, this is cars. You know, these are all AI controlled vehicles. We're waiting for Tremus to finish because they are a few laps down after the accident they had after the restart. As they see, they're driving by the lap traffic here. Well, the AI traffic. But whew, I'm sweating after watching the end of that race. And I wasn't even driving. That was a chaotic 300. But, at the end of the day, that was a pretty clean finish. All things considered. But Rosenquist will be able to celebrate as an Indy 300 winner. Snowball and Miata are on the podium. Miata's a driver we didn't talk about for the first half of this race, it felt like. And they were able to just get up there and perform well right near the end. You know, they were able to get up there and battle when it counted. And they were able to get on a podium here. Hello.
Still going, but wondering if you want any post-race interviews for this.
Yeah, we can do some post-race interviews. I also might have just realized my Forza was muted this entire time.
Oh, well, that's unfortunate, but as long as we have the commentary.
Yeah, no, the commentary was fine.
Right, good. That's all. I'm going to go jump back to the driver channel, tell them that interviews are going to be a thing.
All right.
Right back.
All right, yeah, you guys heard that. It's almost interview time. But that's your finishing results right there. Man. I'm going to see the podium celebration for these 3 drivers. MB Miata's 3rd. Snowball 1 is 2nd. In your first place is V&T Rosenquist. What a race. What a battle. What a drive. No levitation this time, unlike in qualifying. Means these drivers have gotten rid of their black magic and just race this race clean. But we are waiting for an interviewer.
I'll be back in. You've got a couple of people joining in. Sorry, I didn't know if you were realizing. But
oh no, I was giving closing stuff. Do I have permission to move people in here?
You should do.
Okay, hold on. Let me bring up the... There we go. Brought up the thing. All right. I guess I'll start at the top here. I wasn't paying attention who joined.
It's going to be
actually no.
First.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna go Rosenquist first because they won the race.
Fair enough.
All right.
I've got it ready.
Hello, Rosenquist.
You weren't expecting to give me, were you?
So how do you feel? You're an Indy 300 winner.
Unreal. Absolutely unreal. With all the bad things that happened to me that race.
Yeah, you were up and down through the field, but you were able to get up there and battle.
Yeah, I think got lucky with that safety car, like pace car, when me and Senna made contact with just being close to pit lane and being able to basically just start the cycle and have it run through the entire cycle. I think that I'm not going to say I didn't get lucky in this race.
I mean, this race is a big part of this race is luck.
Exactly. I just didn't expect crashing to be part of said luck.
Hey, it's funny how things work out sometimes, but that battle at the end was intense. That was some severe blocking you had to do. I mean, what was going through your head as you saw that 12 car just pounding on the gearbox of yours?
Well, yeah, that entire final stint after the final safety car when Snow got thrown me, that was kind of my plan. My plan was to not have Alfie in the picture for various reasons, because throughout this race we had a run in early on, but
yeah,
I was trusting with Snow, done a lot of practice with Snow over these past couple of weeks. Knew I could trust him, and I knew that earlier on in the race we were all talking about swap drafting, and they were one of the best ones at it. And I was just thinking, I'm going to swap draft until lap 122, and because I know I can get the run off turn 4 if I'm in second. When he started laying back on 121, I was like, cool, I know what the plan is here now. I now need to block, and I am more than happy indie weaving. I am more than happy bringing out the dragon, as they call it nowadays. I am more than happy being a pain in the arse to overtake, and I can't quite believe that it's finally.
Yeah, you're an Indy 300 winner.
Like, I can see Snow's a little bit upset with the one with them on the grass, but in my eyes, they were never fully alongside. I was fully ahead. I had the right to use every inch of track, and they just carried on going. It feels very similar to my other win in FV, where the same happened with Alfie at Silverstone, actually. That was in F2 in January. Feels weird. You wait 7 years for your first win, and then 2 come in 6 months.
That's how it works.
Genuinely. Oh,
right, well,
I had this race circled. Every other Indy, I've done all the ones in FV, and none of them have gone well for me. For it to finally happen, I genuinely can't believe it. You should have heard me at the end there when I knew Snow was not going to have the run off of 4 because they got high onto the bumps, and yeah, that was unbelievable. Absolutely unbelievable.
All right, well, thank you for your time, and good win. You know, that was some good work, some good racing.
If you're lucky, there'll be something for the stream in a bit.
All right.
Thank you. I'll let you go on to everyone else.
All right.
Oh, that was fucking mega. Oh, my word.
All right, we'll get our next driver in here. I think we'll go with this one. Hello, Kelchan.
Hello. I thought it was Bia that was going to be next, not me.
Oh, I'm just picking drivers out of a hat, basically.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
So how was your race? How did you enjoy it? I saw you were up front for a bit there.
Oh my God, I am absolutely hot and covered in sweat right now because I did not keep my air conditioning on, and it is currently, what does it say? Yeah, 90 degrees outside.
Yeah, no, I had to turn my AC on during the race.
But yeah, it was a great race, very very tense during those restarts, and oh man, very tense between several drivers in that race, no doubt. But I'm glad everyone was everyone except for those who were disconnected, unfortunately, was able to get there to the end. Oh my God. I was very fortunate to start in the Fast 9, even if it was in 9th, and get to the part where I was actually leading a lap in the race, despite it being in the middle of pit stops. But you know what? I'll take it.
Yeah, I mean, still, a lap led at Indy's a lap led at Indy.
Indeed, yeah. I mean, no one's going to look too much into it, right?
But I mean, you ended up finishing 8th, which is one better position than you qualified in. And you had a pretty good race. Pretty consistent, pretty, just well-rounded.
Yes, during the last lap, I was fighting out with Unku and 2 others. I can't remember. I'm going to look them up later. there was a four-way battle for 8th place, and I was managed to hug the inside and just barely inch out Unku at the line. So it was a great finish, and I have nothing but respect for everyone who was racing there.
That's good to hear.
But yeah, first time doing a endurance race kind of like this. I'm glad I got to participate. Thank you guys for having me.
Yeah, thank you for racing.
All right, have a good one.
All right, you too. We'll move on to our next driver, who, if I can toggle back to Discord, will be Bia. I'm gonna move them in. Hello, Bia.
Hi.
So, how was your race? How did that go?
Yeah, it was a fun introduction to the IndyCar and to honestly to Forza racing in general. I hadn't done a single online race, unranked, ranked, whatever league, nothing before this. So it was a bit scary.
Well, you finished pretty well for your first online race.
Well, I mean, that's what 4 years of iRacing does, thankfully. But
okay, yeah, well,
it was just, yeah, just trying to wrap my head around how differently everything drives in this game and how different everything is, and oh, it's been a blast. I was definitely a bit scared I was gonna just make a fool of myself and never come back to Forza again. But I'm glad I could have had. I'm glad I had speed today. I'm glad I could have. Rose earlier said that I'm one of the. I was like the lowest starting car that she thought I could win. That she thought could win. Sorry. I didn't believe her. I know now. I probably could have.
Yeah, no,
done some things differently, but still, I'm just
When I was
I'm
watching
ecstatic.
the end there, I was so surprised to see in the top 3, but I also wasn't surprised because you were able. Whenever I saw you, you were always keeping it clean. You were always, keeping out of trouble with those other cars around you. And by the end of the race, that really paid off because you were able to get into that second pack and just move up to the front of that second pack and get on the podium.
Yeah, it was definitely a bit scary at first because at some point in that last restart, everyone in that second group just checked up, and I was lucky enough to be on the inside and stupidly brave enough to just keep my foot in it. I'm fairly sure that what got me from like 10th to 6th or 7th. If anything, that's the move that got me my spot in the end. But yeah, just
You gotta be bold.
again, it's been a blast.
I'm glad you had fun. I had fun watching. So
I'm glad. It was definitely a bit of a mess middle part of the race when I just on my own hit the wall off 4, got tight.
you certainly weren't the first driver.
I kind of knew it was either. Sorry, what?
You certainly weren't the first driver, and you definitely weren't the last driver to do that.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I was certain it was just going to be like, okay, either I get a caution or this race, or I'm finishing second to last in this race. Thankfully, got a caution and just try to make the most of it. I feel like I made the most of it.
Yeah.
From that point onwards, just
I'd
again,
say so.
it's a blast. Thank you all for putting this on. It's been so fun.
Yeah, thank you for participating. All right, well,
good.
I hope you have a good evening.
Yeah.
And thank you for showing up, having some fun.
Sorry, just a bit awkward, yeah. Yeah, it was amazing.
All right, well, I'll talk to you soon, hopefully.
Yeah. Oh, sorry, do I have to leave the thing?
I can disconnect you if you want.
All right, cool. Yeah. See y'all next time, hopefully.
All right. And we're getting our last interviewee here, Brage. Hello, Brage.
Hello.
So, how did you do? How did you think your race went?
My race was very good at the start, and I had some very good battles. Unfortunately, I finished at a low position, but I did manage to get in the top 6 a few times.
Yeah, you were up there and you were battling. And honestly, you can say that for a lot of drivers today, which is great to see. I love to see that parity. And, you were up there battling and you had some good drives. So, it's fun to see that.
Yeah. Yeah, honestly, it was my first oval race.
That's good work for the first oval race.
Yeah, I really tried my best. I did make a few mistakes, but I did my best to my abilities.
Yeah, I mean, truthfully, first oval race is always going to be rough. Oval race is usually rough for me, let's be honest. But, the fact you're able to keep up with the pack and battle people and do well, that's a huge accomplishment in my book.
Yeah, definitely. I struggle with the consistencies. So I've been practicing all weekend just to get that down.
Yeah, but
I know I have the pace. I need
oh yeah,
an opportunity. And
it's
I
also a
took
little bit about luck. It's a little bit about experience. There's a lot of factors that go into the race, and finishing position sometimes is all just down to luck.
Yeah, definitely, especially because of Forza and the hurt boxes.
Yeah.
I did clip a guy, and it caused him to go straight into the wall, but it was completely on the hitboxes because I wasn't hitting him on my screen.
Yeah, no, when I was on Spectate, I saw cars constantly would hit each other, but they weren't actually hitting on their end.
Yeah, it is honestly annoying, but no game's perfect, so I
Yeah.
just do the best I can.
All right, well, thank you for participating, and I'm glad you had a good race.
Well, thank you for hosting. I
Yeah.
hope you enjoyed it.
Well, you should be thanking Unko. I'm just doing the broadcasting.
Hey, that's plenty of work.
I just get to yap for 2 hours, so
Better than freaking racing in a rectangle.
I don't know. That looked like a lot of fun to me.
It was scary. I'll be honest, it was scary.
Well,
It was
at least you
definitely
had a
fun.
good time, at least. Even if it was a little scary, but hey,
I did.
sometimes fear is fun.
I know what to do for next time now.
Well, I'm glad. And we do have another oval race later in the season, so.
I hate over racing, I'll be honest. Especially Indy, it was horrifying.
All right, well, I
And there were
suppose.
even times where
Okay.
we went 3 wide.
Oh, yeah, no, that was. There's 4 wide at some occasions.
I don't know, they wrecked and I saw in the distance.
But, yeah. I hope you're able to show up for more races this season, and thank you for showing up and having some fun. Having a good drive.
Thank you.
All right, well, I'll talk to you soon.
Yes, sounds good.
And finally, I don't believe this is an interview, but it's Unku, our organizer. Hello, Unku.
Hello.
I believe you have some words?
I do, yes. I always have some final closing statements every year after the 300 because it is obviously the biggest race of our year, and a lot of effort goes into running this event. So, just to say a couple of closing things, in general to everybody who is here from either watching it or competing, whether it's your first year or your 5th year, depending on how long you've been here, it's a big thank you to everybody that makes this event possible, because ultimately it wouldn't be a thing without the drivers that are competing with us. So that is the biggest.
I didn't even
part of
realize.
it.
I forgot to announce this is my 4th year. I'm commentating.
That it is, yeah.
I didn't even say nothing. Damn. Oh, there it is. I said it now. Broadcast's still going, so.
Yeah, a bit close to the end, but oh well. We very much also appreciate your experience and your willingness to do this as well. So,
Yeah, it was fun.
But I don't really have much else. I think this is the smoothest we've ever
That
had
was,
it run.
it was really smooth. Didn't
surprisingly.
really have technical difficulty other than the handicap problem, but that was quickly resolved. And yeah, there were some cautions and
yeah.
wrecks, but that happens.
It's Indy. Every single year, we're never going to have a caution-free Indy.
No.
I am fully willing to say that now. It's
No.
300 miles of racing that's 3, maybe 4 wide sometimes in cars that average over 230 mile an hour. You're not going to have a race where it's absolutely clean all the way through. It just won't happen.
Yeah, no, I
But
agree.
From what I've seen, it was a pretty decent race. Yeah, there was a couple of hiccups at moments. There was a couple of drivers that did get heated with each other, but
Oh, I'm not surprised.
well,
I could see that heat coming off those helmets in some of those runs.
Oh, it was definitely the temperature was rising consistently to the end there. But regardless from that, I want to extend a big congratulations for, because as they said, 7 years running without a win, 2 come within 6 months of each other, and one of them being one of them is the biggest race of the FV calendar year for any of our events.
And I gotta say, I'm a little jealous. I never got over that hump when I was still driving. I still have yet to win in FEVC.
Well, you could always come back. It might change. We've had some
maybe.
surprise winners in the past, and well, you never know. But
Maybe we'll do a one-off.
well, the grid's always open.
All right. Well, thank you for hosting this
Much
thing.
else, though. No, well, it's always a pleasure to do this. It's always a very fun one to do as well. Even it's a lot more fun to do it when you're actually competing as well. I want to continue doing
Funny
this as an
that.
actual competitor. Oh, well, it helps when you're not just sat there for however long it was.
Yeah,
Let me
2
actually check
hours
the
just
race
on
timers.
2 hours driving a Corvette.
But not even driving, it's parked to turn
Yeah,
one
just
most of
parked.
the time,
Like a
A
cop.
little bit over an hour 40 minutes, so
Yeah.
we actually got done pretty quickly for
Yeah.
how long this event usually
Look at
runs for. But thank you all so much for attending. Thank you all for watching. Whatever your contribution to this event was, it is greatly appreciated. We are going to be taking a week off. Next weekend is the Tora 10 Hours of Sunset, so we don't want to run an event conflicting with that, and it's also just a little bit close to do a race. We usually race on Tuesdays. This is a week-long event, and it's Sunday right now, so all the drivers, they're going to have a week to go cool off, go and relish in
Might need
the
it after
victory
this race.
Yeah, relish in the victory or saunter in the defeat. Next time out, though, is going to be Sunset Peninsula Full on the 29th of July.
That should be a fun race. And like Uka said, if you want some Forza racing this next weekend, go check out Tora. But
Indeed.
that's going to do it for us. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for participating. Thank you so much for hosting, Uku. And I'm glad everybody had a good time. I know I did. Most people I talked to had a good time. I hope everybody in the chat had a good time. And I hope you have a good day, a good night, good wherever you are. And we will see you next time for Sunset Peninsula.